Thank you, Senator. Next up is Representative Stansbury.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to start out by saying thank you all for being here and being brave enough to share your stories. I don't know what to say, but I do have to say that I'm literally shaking and my heart has been pounding sitting here listening to your stories. And particularly, Ms. Martinez, as you shared your personal story of sitting outside the jail as you were bleeding out and having your picture taken. I don't normally talk about my own personal experience with the justice system and my family because it's such a painful experience, but your story for me really made me think about an experience that our family had about a decade ago. And the reason why I want to share it here in this space is because I think it helps to amplify and hopefully show that we're listening. And that is that I had a member of my family who about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, was picked up not in a detention for immigration, but for other reasons, and was taken to a local county jail where he had a medical emergency in the jail. And the agents in the jail not only did not help him when he had a medical emergency in the jail, they watched him and laughed as he died. And in the aftermath of his death, the agents that were involved, both the local law enforcement and the jail officials, tried to intimidate members of my family to try to cover it up. And at the end of the day, obviously there was a wrongful death settlement, and Department of Justice was ultimately brought in to provide oversight over this county jail because this was not the only incident in which that had happened. And I think that goes to the points that the senators were making, which is that at the end of the day, this should not be happening. This should not happen to anyone in America. It should not be happening to US citizens. It should not be happening to immigrants. It should not be happening to anyone in America. I don't care who you are or what your identity is or how your status is under the law in this country. This should not be happening in the United States, and there are systems in place to provide a check and balance to make sure that this does not happen to people in our country. And so to hear your stories and to hear the violence that is being committed in our communities against our people, and then to see White House officials, the President of the United States, disparaging entire communities, going after members of Congress, the Vice President telling the American people that these individuals have total immunity, to see Kristi Noem go on national television and lie about you, to lie about you, that they're tampering with evidence, and then to see that the actual agents committing these crimes, because I want to be clear, these are crimes. This is not in the line of duty. You don't shoot, murder, and harm people in the line of duty. That is a crime. That is crime. And this is not an accident. I want to be clear about that. There's a lot of discussion going around in these halls about they need better training, that this is just a few isolated incidents. Well, let's be clear about what's going on here for the American people. Over the last year, over 37 individuals have died in immigrant detention. Multiple people have been murdered and gunned down in the street. We have 3 individuals in front of us here today who in front of the entire world, their lives were shattered. And this was not an accident or of lack of training. This is the policy of the United States government, and it is being paid for by your tax dollars. Because literally, this chamber passed $85 billion in funding to allow this to happen and to arm these agents with those night vision, with those guns, and then to unleash them under a policy that is so based in cruelty, so based in a lack of humanity, so based in a lack of basic respect for human dignity, the Constitution, due process, that they would allow people to die in the streets and then go lie to our faces about it. So I don't know what to say about what comes next, but I do want to just say to Mr. Granger, both of the brothers who came here to share about your sister today and the story of her light, her sunlight, being like a dandelion. I mean, this isn't just about sunlight. We're here to bear witness. We're here to tell the truth. But I'm sorry, we need to defund and dismantle this agency immediately. And a bill just passed a few moments ago before we walked into this hearing room to give another 2 weeks to think about a deal. No, it's time to defund this. This has to end. I think I'll just close out by saying, because I really don't know what else to say, that there's, a saying, Nelson Mandela said that both the oppressed and the oppressor are robbed of their humanity. And what this administration is doing right now is robbing America of our humanity. And it has to stop.
Senator Warren.